This is the application of Kanshu Kata, Okinawan martial arts Kanshu Kata, and specifically Uechi Ryu. And so in this particular lesson, what I'm going to teach you is what is the application of Kanshu Kata. And so we have the videos already of Kanshu Kata. You can see those links at the end of this video. You can check those out and see the sequence all the way through if you're just learning the sequence. But you can also learn here the application, the bunkai. And so Kanshu Kata starts off like any other kata with the bow. You're going to do the sanchin strike, up and open. Notice when I do the sanchin strike, the front foot, that's the hand that's going to cross in the front and open. And so if you were doing that particular technique on an attacker, you would be here from bunkai. As the attack comes in, you're going to come down and strike inside, closing the distance. Uechi Ryu is very close up technique. Close the distance. And then as you come up, you're going to break the arms open so that you can open up the inside of the attacker. So Kanshu starts off very aggressively. So when you step out into that strike here, 1, 2, you're going to have one sanchin strike, and then you're going to go into your double harakens. So from here, you're going to come straight in, you're going to do another slide, and you're going to strike with the harakens, 4-knuckle strike. You can see those lessons in some of our other, you can see that technique in some of our other lessons as well. So once you do the strike here, open, you're going to do one sanchin strike, and then haraken, and then again, break open, okay? So here, you're striking, and you're breaking open. Same thing with haraken, you're gonna practice that if somebody's coming in for a choke hold or a grab, any kind of attack, really, you're going to be here. You're going to block down. This could be a block down. If these arms were closer, you would block down here. And then the strike goes to the jawbone. So you're striking to this area right here. You're trying to strike right behind the jawbone, between the jawbone and the cranium right here under the ear. And when you do that, obviously that's going to be a pretty devastating strike. So you're going to come in, strike right into that jawbone, and then again, you're breaking open, back fist. Okay, so again, from here, you're coming out of the strike, and then you're going to strike here, 1, 2, 3. So it's a quick move, all right? The bunkai here, again, once you come in, boom, here, break it open, bam, okay? 1, 2, 3 movement. Combinations is what's going to stop an attacker. One technique doesn't stop an attacker. Once you start counterattacking, you want 1, 2, 3 as fast as you can attacks on that attacker. So again, we come in here, boom, we're breaking open. Here, front snap kick. If you don't know what a front snap kick is and the defense, obviously, our kicks go anywhere from the belt lower. We don't do a lot of high kicks in Okinawan karate. We keep the kicks to the belt and below. We keep punches to the belt and above. Fastest thing to your belt and above is your hands. Fastest thing to your belt and below is your legs, so your foot. So we're going to skip over those. Again, we have tutorials on those you can check out in some other parts of our lessons. Once you do this kick here, you're going to block and step in, strike, 1, 2, 3. Again, that combination strike. So if I was defending here with my attacker, I want you to imagine this punch is coming forward. So this punch comes forward. I'm going to block it here. This punch comes in towards the head here. 1. I'm opening it up again. I'm opening up my attacker. I'm going to strike the side of the head here once. I'm going to block again. I'm going to bushkin here to the face, anywhere under the chin, or preferably right to the nose. All right, bushkin strike with the thumb right to the nose. All right, so again, I'm here. 1, 2, 3. This strike, this ukite, is going to go right to the ribs, right into the ribs here. So I want to penetrate between the ribs. So my hand's not going to be flat, because if you look at the body, the ribs as they come around, they're slightly angled down. So I want my hand to be slightly angled with that rib cage so that I can slide right in between the ribs with the strike. All right, so again, I'm also closing distance here. When I do this block, I'm stepping in. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to reach in and do this hammer fist strike to the side of the head. I wanna be able to move in and get this distance. Bam, now I'm close. Now when I drive, I'm not driving with my arm, I'm driving with my elbow. And when I drive through, boom, I'm driving with my elbow, my shoulder, and my whole back, and my stance coming in. Boom, if I'm out here, I'm not gonna have any power. Here, boom, I have the power. So when I step in here from this distance, I'm right on top. Boom, and I can just drive that strike right into the side of the head. All right, turning around. Once you turn around in that kata, I'm here. I'm going to do one strike, and then I'm going to do a series of uketes. All right, those are the same ukete we just did. So if I was here with my attacker, boom, I'm doing the block, I'm coming down, I'm pulling into that arm, and I'm striking with the ukete here. All right, just a combination. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm stepping out. I'm doing the double block here, bushkin, double block, bushkin, okay? The double block and the bushkin attack is a staple all the way through Uechi Ryu. All the kata pretty much have, maybe all the kata have it all the way through. But if they don't, they have close. So if you are doing that technique, again, you're blocking here, blocking, you're opening up your attacker here. This hand is coming down to the waist. This hand is going to come up to the shoulder. So if I was doing this strike, I would be here. 1, 2. I don't have to come all the way back. That's what you're practicing in the kata. But for application, I might shorten it a little bit. Because what I want to do is, I want to come in here. 1, I want to block this, and I want to block this. And then I just want to drop back enough to strike. This one goes to the lower abdomen. This one goes right here into the shoulder. This is going to hopefully paralyze your attacker in the shoulder right here. Pressure point. You're also going to drive into the lower internal organs here. And so when you're driving, you may just come back slightly. You may not come all the way back. But the idea is that when you block, this hand is going to grab, this hand is going to grab, and you're going to pull your attacker in and drive it back out. So you're pulling this one down and this one in. So this one would come down and pull in, and then I'm striking back into my target. Bushkin strikes. Practical application, bunkai of the bushkin strikes. So as you finish the kata, you do your techniques in this direction, ukete. You do your step out, double bushkin, step out, double bushkin. You're going to come into a double block down. So once you finish that bushkin to this side, if you're going the other direction, here you're going to step in and you're doing that double bushkin. Again, closing into the strike here. So you're going to bring it down, strike straight out, okay? These techniques is what makes Okinawan Uechi Ryu so devastating as a self-defense martial art. So as you make that turn, you're going to step in, okay? So as I make that turn, I'm going to turn and I'm going to step in to close that distance. Again, this is a very short strike. It's not meant to go all the way out. I don't want to be reaching for my attacker. I want to be inside. I want to be up close. Uechi Ryu is a very personal martial art. We like to be close. So again, imagining if these hands are a little bit closer together here in a defensive position, when I turn and I step in, those hands are going to be there and I'm going to block down. Boom, here. All right, I'm blocking down. Now my haraken strikes are just going to go right there, very close. I could do one if I want to control my attacker. I can do both if I really want to devastate. And so when you come in, you're going to step in, you're double blocking down. Notice that my arms don't go all the way up here, all the way out here. When I step in, I'm close here. My elbows are down. I'm almost in like a little triangle here. All right, protecting my face, protecting my body. And I'm going to come down. I'm blocking down. My elbows staying in. And then when I strike out, boom, my strike is slightly angled because I want it to come in, and I want that angle to come in this way, and I want it to crush in to the target. I want it to drive into the target. So when I strike that target, I want my strikes to go all the way in and close on the windpipe of my attacker. All right, so blocking down, boom, striking out. If you were going in the other direction as I started, again here, finishing the kata, you're turning, front snap kick. Again, I don't have to demonstrate that for you. There's other places that you can learn that in our curriculum. Very simple technique, but you're kicking. And then you're gonna block, straighten this front foot. You're blocking, stepping into a kibirachi, elbow strike, back fist, and shoken. And then back up. So what that would look like is, if I was being attacked primarily by somebody who is probably going to be striking with an overhead strike of some sort. Maybe they're carrying a stick. Maybe they're carrying a sword. Maybe they're carrying a baseball bat. It doesn't really matter whatever they're carrying. They're swinging it in a way. They're either swinging it in an overhead with a right, or they're swinging it in an overhead with a left. Now, if they were doing a sword, grab my sword here real quick. If they were doing a sword, the sword, they would be doing two-handed, right? So if they're striking, they're going to be coming in like this, over the top, and bringing that blade down hard to cut through the target. All right, so if they're using a sword, I'm blocking this outside arm right here. As he brings that sword towards me, I'm blocking this side right here of the attacker, the left hand. So I'd be driving that over. Now, you can do inside attack, or you can do inside defense or outside defense. So with that elbow strike, I can either come in here, I can block this way, I can drive into the ribs underneath, pull that arm down, back fist, push the arm back up to stretch this part of the body right here, and drive the shoken home. Now the shoken goes right here into where the heart cavity is. So if you come down to where your sternum is and go straight over from the bottom of your sternum, there's a soft spot right there, sits right at the bottom of your heart. So that shoken is designed to go right in, driving with that one knuckle punch, driving straight in right there into the heart. Boom. Game over. So that's outside. If he was swinging, let's say here, with a club or a bat or whatever, same kind of movement. I'm closing distance, so I may not take just a step into it. I may not just come in this way. I may have to take a little stutter step with that front foot to close the distance, because chances are if he's hitting me with a weapon of some sort, he's going to have more distance from me. And so what I want to do is I want to close that distance. And so what I'm going to do is from here, I may take a stutter step so that I can close that distance. Here, as he raises his hand, I'm going to anticipate the movement. He comes down with the hand, I'm blocking this hand, and I'm driving into this part of the body. Again, right there on that side of the ribs, because I want to soften that area. If I can break a couple of ribs right here and soften this area, I can drive my shoken home a lot easier. So from here, I'm out from the distance, I'm closing, I'm striking here. Now, I can either go to the back fist to the face, or if I want to continue to collapse this area, I could just close. I'm going to drop this arm for a second. I wouldn't normally do that. But once I strike here and drive into the rib cage, breaking that, boom, I may come back with a back fist to soften it up even more, so that when I drive my shoken in, there's no bone. It's soft tissue as I drive in with the shoken. Just depends on the technique that you're doing at the time. So if I'm here and I feel like, bam, I just crushed the ribs, boom, I'm going to blind them real quick with the back fist and then strike with that shoken into that soft area. If I don't think I got a very good shot with the elbow strike, I'm going to come in here. One, I'm going to drop that fist right into the elbow, boom, right there, and then drive back with the shoken. So again, it's a 1, 2, 3 attack. So when you're here, you do that front kick, boom, you're here, boom, boom, boom. 3 strikes. Very fast, very quick, very devastating. That's Kanshu Bunkai. That's the practical application of the third kata of Uechi Ryu Okinawan Karate. You have Sanshin, which is a walking meditation kata. You have Kanshu, which is your first fighting kata. And then you have Kanshu Kata, which is your third kata, but it's your second fighting kata. And so that's the bunkai for Kanshu Kata. Application. Because without the application, it's hard to really understand why you're doing kata. Kata is a very powerful training tool if you can see in your mind's eye what that attack is doing. Now we have some other videos, training videos on our YouTube channel here. We also have them in our Black Belt program on our website. I invite you to take a look at all of those. Check out what you like. We teach online martial arts all over the world. We'd love to have you as a student. So if you found this video helpful, if you found this training something that you might want to do at home, sign up. We have a free course on our website. You can sign up for that. Take a look at our videos here on YouTube. They're all free. And let us know how we can help you. Until then, we wish you all the best. Stay safe, and we'll see you in our next training video.